Hi everybody, Cohh here with another thoughts video, this time on the new Tales from the Borderlands. To start with, as there was much confusion during the run, the new Tales from the Borderlands is based on Tales from the Borderlands, which is not a standard Borderlands game. This is not a looter shooter. This is a narrative adventure where you have all sorts of choices as to what the characters say. A lot of times those choices will lead to major decisions. There are some very light gameplay elements where you like walk around and interact with items. Some very, very basic mini games and puzzles. But at the end of the day, this is all about the story, the characters, and how they are developed. In some cases with your nudging, although the overall arcs are still there as well. The game is very pretty. It is a Telltale style game, but it's clearly in a newer engine. The animations and graphics are definitely a much of higher quality, of a newer quality than the previous iteration. And frankly, I'm going to be blunt. When I heard about this game and saw the previews, I was not very excited for it. For those that don't know, when Borderlands 3 came out, I went in pretty excited for it, but I came out pretty disappointed. I felt that the comedy and the characters were trying very hard, but unfortunately, the harder they tried, the more it kind of fell flat for me, and I kind of left that whole Borderlands 3 experience not very pleased. Didn't really feel like it was a great time. When Tiny Tina's came out, I did love Tiny Tina's. The humor was really good, the characters were great, and I thoroughly enjoyed my experience. So when the new Tales came out, I was lukewarm. I was kind of like, are we going to get more of the kind of Borderlands 3 feel, or are we going to get the more newer Tiny Tina's feel? This is where we are with this. The new Tales for the Borderlands is an interesting combination where you can tell it tries really hard. And to be honest with you, sometimes that try hard really falls flat. Sometimes there are cases when the joke just goes on a little bit too long and it wasn't that funny in the first place, and they keep trying to drive it home and it just doesn't really get any funnier. That does happen over and over. However, there are parts of this game that made me laugh out loud, and those parts, I'm pretty sure, relatively vastly outnumbered the times when I felt it was try hard. The game actually really picked up. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the characters. It was more gory than I was anticipating, and most importantly, I definitely was engaged with it from the very beginning through all 5 of the episodes to the end. I can safely say now that I'm done with it, that this game significantly surpassed my expectations. I was thinking that it would be okay at best, maybe even good, but frankly, and I know this may be kind of controversial, but I feel that this game is on par and in some ways even better than the original Tales from the Borderlands, which I was not expecting to say. There were times when I was laughing so hard my eyes were watering. There are certain characters that I absolutely loved. There were certain themes and reoccurring characters where every time they just started talking, especially towards the end of the game, I'd start laughing even before I heard what they would say. I thought it was pretty great. I actually thought it was pretty great. And I also enjoyed the ending and basically the whole story as a whole. So on that note, my only tip to you for your playthrough is keep in mind that whenever you're looking around for options of things to do, there's a little yellow exclamation point. That little yellow exclamation point means that you are moving on from that scene. So before you do those points, make sure that you've done everything else you want to do, because I unfortunately figured that out a little bit late, and that made me miss some things that I would have liked to have. So just keep that in mind and go from there. So on that note, I really thank you guys for watching everything. I did really love the game. Full disclosure, I did do 2 sponsored streams for this game. I actually did one on a 2-hour sponsored stream, and then they asked me if I wanted to do another one. I said yes. And then I still ended up playing another 6-ish hours to finish it out because I was really enjoying it. So full disclosure, that was a thing. But as all of my regulars know, you can't pay me to like a game, and you certainly can't pay me to talk about it like this unless I'm really enjoying it. So I do recommend it. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. So if you are going to play it, drop by. Let me know what you think. And on that note, I will see you fine folks later for more fun and games. As a note, make sure to pick up the mobile app. Right, Gary? It's right up there. And yeah, pretty great. Thank you guys, and see you at twitch.tv/CohhCarnage for our next adventures. Bye-bye.